15 to 20 seconds of the game, but the pressure is being felt as El Ganador and FALCON commences.
So going back, right? Junglers, yeah, both running Demon Slayer. We're back to that. We're back to that point. But overall, that matchup, you got to be really careful with Nikushimi here and not letting that 1-1 get to the point where, you know, 1-1s really just start to tear things up. But already in the mid lane for the Little Wanderer.
So far, it is going to be Naomi cut up to 25% of his health with the Francos easily going to be able to escape. And this is just the pressure coming in from the Savior, right? You immediately have the crowd control skill.
Yeah, so in going back to the point here too, you know, you put Zip here in the gold lane against the 1-1. I think that's the best way to control 1-1, right? Is have that kind of that mage there, because most marksmen are going to struggle against 1-1. So I think this is a good choice. But again, you need to get to that scaling point now in the jungle.
That is going to be the first blood brought about by the rest of the members of Andre. And right now, there's a wonderful first blood coming in from that specific hero. And you need that Thamus to be able to scale immediately for El Ganador Knights to be able to get in with their initiations in terms of the fights. But FALCON Esports, though, they're still trying to play it as passive as they can. But Kisei, as far as I know, has always been marvelous in terms of what he wanted to do in terms of the initiation, most especially because there's not a lot of mobile heroes coming in from the side of FALCON Esports. However, it is going to be him pummeled to the ground here unless using that flicker skill to be able to get away, and Karina will be able to get that turtle at the same time. Yellow Flash caught in the ruckus here using the demonic force to hopefully escape. That is not going to be the case so far. It is going to be another Bling takeout by the side of El Ganador Knights, and they are on a roll, locking in 3-9.
Big pickups here, right? Big pickup from El Ganador Knights. And again, Andre just showing why Thamus is such a priority pick. And now the lockdown here in the bottom lane, not much he can do here to survive this one. One Chaos Bolt to the face, and he goes down, right? So they find a pick here. And that's the thing, right?
Hero on towards the XP lane. And together with those skills and major objectives that they have secured in the first one, they are now leading at least a 1.6 thousand in terms of gold, which would help them widen the gap even further, because we are also talking about Sky here that also needs the items and the the minions just to be able to provide an impact, and he also needs to get as close as possible to the rest of the members just to be able to give the damage in. But there comes Earth Shatter, but Naomi will still stay alive unless it is the Karina King Frenzies right there to finish things off for good for El Ganador, and it is still the side of the Knights making sure that FALCON will stay in place.
It's just doing a great job here on this Edith Rome, right? Just finding the 1-2 combinations, looking for the setup, got the shot call as well, and King Frenzy was there, right? It just worked so well.
Yeah, and at the same time, one of the biggest chances that I've seen all throughout the competition was the fact that El Ganador has always been managing what they wanted to do in terms of their engagement, and it has been moving forward into what they wanted to do as a team, because of the fact that now FALCON Esports is being forced to actually try and get the necessary items and the initiations for them to be able to bounce back in this game. But so far, it's Andre and the rest of the El Ganador Knights actually sustaining those hits. But so far, it's going to be the Vengeance with the Bloody Hunt, not going to be able to hit anyone. Instead, Earth Shatter is going to be there with the Dawning Light at the same time. El Ganador picks off one more hero and the turtle in the process. And the Knights are just getting what they want at this point.
Yeah, like this is what I was talking about, right? The thing is, you don't really have the tools yet to deal with El Ganador Knights, and that's the thing. We haven't even seen much from Nikushimi on this 1-1. He hasn't really had to do much. And what is the trend when you're a gold laner? Yes, he has one death, but for the majority of the part, he hasn't really been bothered. And now they're here in the bottom lane. But what is the trend of gold laners that get to just kind of farm up and have a good time early on, right? It becomes a disaster later on. So my biggest question here with FALCON Esports is also, Yellow Flash on this Phoveus. Like, is that enough later on in the game to be kind of that front line, that tanky that tanky member, whether you're following up or chasing people down, because then otherwise you only have Naomi. But look at the top lane. They're focusing up there.
Basically, they just want to pick things up, but it is going to be another Julian picked off by the rest of the members of El Ganador, and Falcon basically going to do the same. But a double kill lands here, make it 3 heroes potentially being taken down by the rest of the members of El Ganador. Yellow Flash is still fighting for his life, but the bullet is going to hit, and together with that light, sky is the limit for Falcon, and not to be able to escape at that point. And it is El Ganador once more locking in another hero and possibly a turret in the process. And slowly but surely, Sky is finally racking up the items, but so is Zips. And Zip, mind you, so far hasn't really been noticed in this specific fight. 1-0-0. And at the same time, he is getting a lot of the itemizations and the stats to be able to provide the damage all throughout being the Lunox. But he's seen Justin at this point using the ultimate to be able to get away, and that is going to be the end of the fight before the turtle is about to be spawned again, because Naomi and Ki said they want a Naomi, and they want a Naomi to go down. And that is indeed going to be another smooth take from the turtle by the side of the Ganador.
Yeah, and interesting, because I just feel like, Silent is struggling in the jungle. Again, we're used to seeing him play the gold lane, but they did the Swamperoonie here. And, with Silent in the jungle on this Ling, he's not able to do exactly what he wants to do. And as I was saying, he's pretty much just split pushing at this point, right? Because, as I was saying in the draft, the thing about Ling is if you are choked out of your buffs, and if you just can't, you just can't even damage the enemy team because of just how much of a snowball effect they have, you're literally, your only option as that Ling jungle is to split push. Look for turrets around the map, look for those waves, push those in, and hope that that's the most efficient way that you can farm up, so that later on, the best thing you can do is look for those cleanup kills or bait even with the Tempest of Blades, right? Depending on how you want to play around that. So this is the thing, once again, where it's difficult, because even the Julian in the mid lane, as I've argued before, it's tough, because if you're matching it, especially against a low cooldown hero like Xavier, you can see the struggle, right? And Xavier already has, he has Mystery Shop too, so he's getting those items much quicker. And at one point the Dawning Light is going to be on less than maybe a 14-second cooldown, if not less. And because Xavier can do that, and do that from a safer range, while if you look at the lineup of Falcon Esports, where they really, again, have to fight kind of closer to their enemy teams, unless they get a hook off to displace someone, then it's much more difficult with what they're going up against. So, and again, you're not even considering Nikushimi yet, right? You're still just looking at their kind of front line, which is Andre, Keys, and even King Frenzy to an extent. Now the assault on the mid lane here.
So far, the turret has been taken out into half of his health, but a good split push tactic is being done here by the rest of the members coming in from Falcon. However, the rest of El Ganador is now going to be, in terms of the fight, Tams using that vengeance with the Counter Inferno to just zone out 3 and 4, make that 5 members coming in. But Yellow Flash is going to be able to take one down, and the rest of the members of El Ganador will be able to secure that Lord. And Phobius at the same time, paying so much attention to detail, is the rest of El Ganador, as King Frenzy wants to take one more, but it is continuously the Ling from the side of Falcon Esports making sure that he is still on a roll. It's silent but being deadly at the same time in this specific matchup. However, El Ganador already have the Lord marching into the top lane. It's going to be up to Falcon to be able to defend. Well, it is still not a Luminous Lord just yet, so they still have a chance. However, Nikushimi, though, already almost racking up the items. Taking a look at the replays.
Yeah, so take a look at the replay, right? Then this is the thing. Andre actually able to take quite a bit of damage himself, even using that vengeance, but eventually he goes down. And also you'll notice that Silent cleans up. Like I said, he's able to go ahead and find a kill for himself. But meanwhile, too, that's the thing, right? Justin able to grab that double kill. That's a saving grace for him, because he had struggled in the early game. And this is the thing, right? You still have to deal with the other members. Nikushimi able to get an assist there, but still really wasn't, he didn't even have to do much there. So the Lord, what does that Lord get them, right? El Ganador Knights, it gets them some turrets, get them some space around the map. Yes, some members did go down, but Falcon Esports needs to continue to keep that pace, like match the pace right now with GANADOR Knights. How are they going to do that? Well, that's exactly what Silent is doing. He is doing the only thing he can do right now and continuing to push the map. But now that he's gotten, those first turrets in those lanes down, he needs to be able to put pressure enough, which he's trying to do, on those tier 2 turrets. Mind you also, the map is not open enough yet in the middle lane. That tier 1 is still up, so that's a huge advantage right now for GANADOR Knights.
Yup, but so far they are stuck right here, casting all of the Dawning Light, and it is going to be the Lunox going down for a Falcon GANADOR after that Savior ultimate has managed to secure yet another kill for their squad. Athena Shield has finally been secured here by Andre, and it's GANADOR, man, just making the right plays at the right time, and they are not forcing the team fight after they've managed to take down one. Another Dawning Light just to be able to dish out the poking damage that will be able to hit Yellow Flash at that point, and it is going to be the purple buff taken, fortunately, by a Silent at that point, so GANADOR will just have to take another purple buff of their own. However, Falcon really needs to step it up right over here, because less than 20 seconds, the Lord is about to spawn, and this might just be a Luminous Lord this time around.
Yeah, tough situation to be in here for Falcon, as again, they're relying on this Franco pick, and this is what we're seeing a lot from Franco, right? Looking for the picks late game. We've seen it previously. A hook can change the course of a game, either win or lose. And right now, Lord's going to be actually juggled around here, but look at the jungle. Sona.
It's just too much damage for Yellow Flash to be able to take, but that hook is going to come in with the Counter Inferno. Andre, though, is going to be able to escape and stay alive, but not Naomi. For Naomi, not so much. That is going to be the crossbow tank popped off, and the Dawning Light is going to be evaded by Justin in that specific fight, but it is another clean objective taking coming from the side of GANADOR Knights. And man, oh man, every time there is always an objective take that is about to happen, there's always going to be a pick off that GANADOR is going to do and force Falcon Esports to retreat and go back to the base, which is why now the Lord is marching onto the mid lane.
Yeah, and which, again, they should be fine with. They should be able to clear it okay, but the thing is with the lead that is currently in favor of GANADOR Knights, they could just punch it in here if they really wanted to, because, I mean, look at the tankiness they have, and now here you go. The base going to be focused on right now.
Yup, base from the middle inhibitor is going to be gone, but not is Garena right now. It is going to be the Earth Shatter landing in, but he will pop off the Immortality. Damage Blades onto the backside. Meanwhile, it is the Cutter Inferno trying to catch them all, but it is going to be the Crossbow of Tang landing through that lane at the same time. However, it's only 3 heroes remaining. For the side of GANADOR, will they be able to actually do something about it? It's 3 versus 3. Sky and King of Frenzy will be out of the picture for the moment by the side of GANADOR, but an amazing defense coming in from Falcon. You already know what they're about to do once the counter engage actually managed to happen. However, Silent, Waku Waku was taken out of the equation. But still, it was a beautiful fight for the side of Falcon Esports.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the replay, right, this is, so like, Yellow Flash is there, he's being that big front for Falcon Esports, but still, the downside is you don't have much range, right? And that's the thing. So when they have that kind of favor in those team fights, if they can't continue to follow up and GANADOR Knights just continue to disengage, it's really hard to follow up here. But looking at the items too, they're starting to get to the point where they are going to have quite a bit of damage, right? The majority of Falcon Esports, almost to the 15-minute mark. But the thing is, they need to be able to get a little bit of defense too on some of these key heroes, just like even Justin. Yeah, Justin's looking for the knockups, but also he has to get in there too to provide some of that damage that he has, even with, you know, the emblems that he's rolling. Like, that burning damage will amount to something, right? It does. Every little bit counts. But this is the thing. Once again, they're having a hard time getting past this kind of like front line of GANADOR Knights. Literally the Knights, right? Especially even the Edith, right? Edith quite tanky, but then you got to deal with Andre with that Vengeance. So by the time you even find that initiation, Falcon Esports is having a trouble following it up. But concealed play is going to come out.
Concealed play is going to be here indeed. Will they find anyone? And that is indeed going to be
Oh.
Zip, though, which is why the Lunox is going to go down. But the hook might just take his head. But no, that is not going to be the case. So another safe pick off for them. And of course, right on schedule, man. The Lord is about to spawn once again. But taking a look at the top side, that is where Silent is right now, just being absolutely quiet with every single objective that he is about to do at this point. But so is El Ganador, although Silent was able to take an inhibitor turret, so that is still a win for the side of Falcon. But on the other hand, it's still El Ganador managing to take the macro gameplay for themselves, locking in this Lord, and hopefully it will help them to finish the game.
Again, that's the best thing you can do, right? If you're struggling in a game as a Ling, the best thing you can do is push around, put pressure around the map, split push, get the turrets. At least, yeah, he got that inhibitor turret. That's a big pickup, but now they have to defend against this Lord marching down the mid lane, which we've seen them do before, but they got to be very careful here, especially because Sky, at this point, 16 minutes in, the dawning lights are going to be popping out quite often too. But there it is, the Lord almost to the base. Let's see if Falcon Esports can actually defend against this rush.
Conceal play is about to be used here. They're battling a Ling without a purple buff at this moment. It is going to be Andre, though, picked off by the Ling, and the Lord might just go down. And what a wonderful defense once again coming in from Falcon, holding on to the crystal base. It is another silent gameplay once again for the side of Falcon Esports. Dawning Light just to be able to give the vision. But Naomi doesn't seem to be so scared anymore, knowing that Andre, the frontliner for the side of El Ganador Knights, is already absent at this specific second. It is Falcon now trying to get to initiate the way for them to be able to win and fight back in this game.
They need to get silent to get this mid turret down, man. So, I mean, that's what they're aiming up to do here right now. So, they got to be careful. Falcon Esports finally getting some territory here too. Like I said, they got to get the mid turret down. That'll open up things a little more. Let's see if they actually give an initiation here. King Frenzy going to go ahead and take that purple buff. And everybody being very careful. Just playing around those hooks.
So far, that is going to be a boomerang just hitting one of the members of El Ganador. Andre is already back in action for the night. And Falcon is just absolutely careful. They know that they already have 2 inhibitor turrets down. And once that pick-off starts, for the rest of the members of Falcon, it is not going to be a good sign for them. A Sea Halberd secured here by a Silent up facing this Kise and Andre in terms of the sustain and the physical defense that they've had as a team, just to be able to peel the front line from the side of the El Ganador Knights, because that has been the continuous problem coming in from El Ganador, which is the sustain and continuous damage that it can give to prolong and extend the team fights. And they're just basically waiting for this Lord, and they're waiting for the right moment to strike.
Right now, tough, right? Because Lord's going to be up here in a couple seconds. This is going to be the big one, right? Because this Lord, whoever gets it, either the base is going to be exposed of El Ganador Knights if somehow Falcon Esports can take this one, or they're going to have to defend again, which I still think, even with this Lord, Falcon Esports can definitely defend, right? But already, Lord's going to be worked on here. Let's see if what team actually wants to commit to this one, because everybody is here, all lanes too, just about even. But a big push of minions at the bottom lane. Lord less than half health.
Lord at 30%, but it's going to be another hook coming in for Andre. Meanwhile, on the backside, Nikushimi, though, might just be able to fly using the crossbow of Tang, but no one is just taken down yet. And it is going to be Yellow Flash. Tempest Blaze being committed right over here, but no, not yet. It is going to be landing silent, making sure that the retribution will come into play. But King Frenzy is going to go ham on the rest of the members of Falcon, and Dawning Light will be able to hit. Naomi and Yellow Flash are the only people alive. It is the popping of the immortality, and the Earth Shatter is going to finish that specific Franco, and is Yellow Flash once again the only person standing for the side of Falcon Esports. Will they be able to do so? And it looks like the rest of the members of El Ganador will be locking things up. They don't mind Yellow Flash dunking, and it's El Ganador getting their first win of the game.